I think you put it very well. And it's really is. It is like a college. Victimhood really is a place of identity, of safe. When we're a victim, people have to take care of us. If we can portray that victim even more, they're going to take their responsibilities, feels whatever it is, allow us to act like adult children to be afraid or whatever. The concept of forgiveness.
Hello and welcome to Holistic Circle podcast, Spirit and Conversation. My name is Philipp Kobald. We're reaching out to people who are passionate about spreading light, love, and joy and have found a way to integrate it into their daily life. I'm here today from Thailand with Richard Tierney. Hello, Richard.
Hello, Philip. Great to have me. Delighted to be here. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. First of all, I had an amazing interview a couple of weeks ago with a person who had a cello in the background. You have a guitar, I see, in the background, so I expect an awesome interview as well. That's
I wish I could say they're mine. They're my sons. He's the musician.
oh,
I
so anyway, that's the sign. Music instruments
son.
in the back. Great interview.
Please God, will be a great interview.
Oh, you're in Thailand right now.
I am. Yeah, I've been in Thailand now 19 years. Married with two teenagers. Very nice lifestyle over here. I'm from Ireland originally. I do misses. I haven't been back in about 8 years. I would like some days to go back. Whether it's for a holiday or full time, I don't know. But you miss home. You miss. There's a picture one time of Oak arriving in Dublin, and he got down on his hands and knees and just kiss the ground when he got off the plane. And that's how I feel about it. I wasn't going. No, but just the ground. But you're not going to suffer when you're going to go home. You're going to feel you've come home, take your shoes off or something, walk around barefoot or something, or go for a swim or that kind of thing. That kind of feeling you get when you go home. You know yourself. It's what the jokes are.
So you said you hadn't been home in a while.
Pre-COVID, about 8 years now since that.
Oh wow, Ireland must be missing you.
I hope they are. I hope they're going to be dying to bring me back. But anyway, when you know yourself, you're married, and when you have kids, everything changes. I'm just a driver and I'm a chauffeur and a trolley pusher, and my kids go to college and they're doing what's going shopping. And it's like, where's my only relief now is coming on here and talking to you guys, and you have to listen to me for an hour and I come alive. So hopefully,
I'm not there quite yet. She's 10 years old. So I'm chauffeur. I'm everything as well. I get you there. 16 is a whole new ball game. I made a decision from 13 years on. I'm going to close my eyes and close my ears and come back when she's somewhere 33 or something. So I've decided this is now the mother can take over. I'm out of it.
a mentor told me that when my daughter is, I think it's 12 or 13, I've got to just shut the mouth. Don't react to anything until maybe she's about 31 or 32, and then maybe I can speak back. But until then, I'm her feedback for learning how to set boundaries right now. So just going to, and yes, it happened yesterday again. She like just blew at me for no reason. I just can just take her on the chin and smile, and it's okay. I know she's learning to set boundaries with men. You treat me like dirt. It's okay.
But that's a job we signed up for without reading the contract.
Well, exactly. Yeah. I love that we're no one's trained to be a parent. I know one's trained to be married. I've got a 20-year-old daughter who's 20 years, 4 months, and whatever it is, 12 days old. I've never had a 20-year-old, 4 months and 12-day-old daughter before. I had a 20-year-old, 4 month and 11-year-old daughter yesterday. But I've never had a 12-day-old today. I've never had this experience before. I'm not trained to deal with a 20-year-old, 4 month and 12-day-old daughter. I'm not trained. I'm like, I'm the frontier. Every day is a new experience of a new human being in front of me. So it's anyway.
This podcast is not about crying men on television. So we have to be careful here because if I join in,
No, yeah, let's get back on track.
I'll take out the handkerchief, right?
Yeah, I know.
All right.
That's
Okay.
already John.
But it's good to start somewhere. Anyway, so usually I like the podcast with a small introduction of the guest, a little bit who you are, what you're doing, and we'll take it from there. If that's okay with you.
That's brilliant. Okay. But I had a chat with you a few weeks ago and it was really cool because you pointed out something you wanted to talk about was forgiveness. And I'm set to talk about that today in my program. So my name is Richard Tierney. I'm originally from Ireland. I'm not giving up. It is what it is. I'm getting to be on podcast with Philipp. I've been looking forward to this all week. I have to tell you, I think people who hold podcast space They're a gift. They're a godsend. To have that courage to hold a space and to interview people. Great gratitude, Philip. I really, that you've created this place for me to come on. Thank you very much. I lived for this trauma when I was 12 years of age. And it ruled and defined me for the next 40 years into my 50s. And I was a victim. And I was just angry at the whole world for what happened, angry at God, angry at everybody. Then it's happened, all kind of stuff. I remember a mentor of mine. I'd push people away. I couldn't let people get close because of the trauma. I couldn't let all women come anywhere near me or get close to me. And one man became my mentor. And I built a trust over the years to actually confide and talk to him. It was just a physical conversation between two men I'd never had before. You were my father and my brothers, and I felt safe around anyone. And then one day he said to me, "It's the time you let that go." And I was thinking, yeah, go, this is who I am. I'm this Satan from 40 years ago. You can't tell me to let this go. In my head, I'm having this real angry argument towards this person. I couldn't make sense of it in that moment. And I wanted to just somebody else run away and leave him and not have any relationship with him and start afresh. Something compelled me to look at what he was saying to me. Because I knew this man cared about me. There's nothing sexual now. It's not a relation. It was just like one man to another having talks once a week and stuff. But I knew he cared about me. And he cared about welcoming and wanted me to grow. And so I researched religions and spiritual practices to find out what it was about the past that I had to let go. It didn't make sense to me at that time. But full of victim, anger, rage, martyr. Just the idea of letting go of all that. That was who I was. I was members of support groups and fellowships and angry at the world and angry at everything. You know, there was a kind of an identity that I had invested in for 20, 30 years, 40 years. So I finally came to terms that what happened in the past doesn't happen to the person I am today. I only have these 24 hours. And these 24 hours right now, they're here entirely this 6 minutes past midday. I'm sitting here with Philip and his audience in Vienna or around the world. Listen to me speaking. I'm not a 12-year-old child from 50 years ago now. I'm a 62-year-old man said, that's what happens that 12-year-old child were to happen today. It wouldn't happen. I would not let this person come anywhere close to me. I would know all the one she was. I'd beat the crap out of her, I'd kill him, whatever. But it wouldn't happen to me today. And that means that it didn't happen to me itself. It's a memory I've carried for many years. The past aspect of me who suffered the trauma. But I got into the whole inner child work thinking it was a good thing for me to go back and embrace the inner child and just save them and have those visualizations where you go back in, you draw them out of the trauma. All those kind of things. Speaking, that was a great thing to do. But I brought the past into the present and it was destroying everything it touched. Relationships, opportunities. There's a piece in the Bible that says, let the dead bury the dead. We know what it then. Sure, in man's culture we have, don't cry over spilled milk. It's water under the bridge. The past is history. We've all these little lessons that have been given over the years to tell us, let's go with the past. It's none of your business.
Yeah.
And that was where
let's a little bit slow down here, Richard.
yeah,
And because I think that two important things that you've said so far, and I will take it from there. This is one thing that you said it which stuck with me. So there's two things. First of all, you said I had like ownership. I had that anger. It is almost like my pressures comes to mind from Lord of the Ring. You had that anger, you had that trauma. That was your little thing that also could give you an explanation why relationships can't work or why this or why that or whatever, because you had your little pressure. So that's something that I'm quite fascinated that we hold on things that are good, healthy, and dear, and we also hold on in the same emotion about those bad traumas.
I was afraid of living. I wasn't curious that I wanted to die. I didn't want to live. And so not wanting to live meant I didn't want to be a part of life in the present. So I would fixate on the past. So I wouldn't have to be a part of the present. I pushed everything away. Opportunities, relationships, intimacy, family, friends.
Why do you think it makes us so happy, or why it pleases us, or what is the emotional sensation holding this pressure? You said you were angry when he told you let go. What is so juicy?
It's our identity. We all need to have some sense of purpose for why we're on this earth. When we're growing up, we got from God, guilty concept of God and being a church and whatever. That gave us a great sense of we have a purpose to love our condition. And then there's your church, they took religion out of the schools and they made it bad word kind of stuff and God is bad. So you can get for your identity somewhere else. And the pain we know is safer than the pain we don't know. That's the honest truth. So the pain I know is safer than the pain I don't know. As much as you stay in the pain, I know the threshold, how much I can take of that pain. I know how far I can go with it. So I can suffer in my own capacity of knowing it's safe to suffer them. But if I let that go and I commit to the future and I have to face challenges or whatever, and it's too much, it could kill me. So I run back to the safety of the pain I know. And all that identity is part of the pain I know. It's safe of the pain I don't know. I'm a victim in this. You have to take care of me. I have this condition. This happened to me. You have to allow me all my behaviors. You got to be responsible for my life. I get to be an adult child. For me, it's about I lived as an adult child.
So change is scary, and the unknown is very scary, and being afraid of that it might hurt more or it hurt differently, we rather feel comfortable with the pain we know and we have learned to handle. So that's the first thing, so to say. The next thing you said, which I also thought is very important that we stay here for a couple of minutes, because here's like a concept. Maybe I see some divide, maybe you don't, so help me out here. Here's one concept, like the Christian concept of forgiveness, something which is very peculiar in our modern days. And there's something else which is like the cult of victim. Let's call it like this. And I don't say it bad. I understand where it's come from. I understand its purpose. I really struggle, honestly. I struggle with the idea of forgiveness versus the idea of cult of victim. I already sounds negative the way I put it, but I have no better English way of putting it. Help me out.
I think you put it very well. And it's really is. It is like a college. Victimhood really is a place of identity, of safe. When we're a victim, people have to take care of us. If we can portray that victim even more, they're going to take their responsibilities. Because whatever it is, I allow us to act like adult children to be afraid or whatever. The concept of forgiveness, and there's two parts of it. I'm going to share with you on this. The first is that I believe there's two types of mental illness. Mental illness that mental health professionals are the only people qualified to treat. Okay. So I'm not qualified to treat mental illness in any way, shape, or form. I would be so wrong for me to even consider treating a mental illness. And I want to make that point perfectly clear. There are people who are trained in this field for it. But mental disorders, I believe, are caused by bringing a past trauma memory into the present. And if we get rid of the past trauma memory, there's no longer any reason for the behavior, the learned behavior of the disorder to exist anymore. So my contention is if I teach you how to let go of your past trauma memory and you let it go, and there's no reason to have the disorder. So you cannot do the tarnish caused by the disorder. That's personal. Now, as to forgiveness, again, there's two areas of forgiveness. And I want to mention God and Jesus for one moment. I'm not a religious man. I don't attend any man-made religion. I don't attend church. I'm a member of any denomination. That's just you have to become a member of any denomination of any kind or any church or any religion of any kind at all. You can claim your miracle without being involved in any church. That's what I want to convey to you as quickly as possible. So the two parts of for forgiveness. One is when something's happening to us today in the present. We see Jesus on the altar and he was on the cross when he was accused wrongly and he was sentenced to death. He didn't say to the Pharisees and to I forgive you to your face. That would have been stupid and reckless. If you have someone who's abused you or you're a narcissist or a drunk and you try to apologize into their face, they'll use that against you. That'll invigorate them to be more righteous and more, you're my victim, and I can more powerful. We don't go and forgive them to their face. That's the one thing we don't do. Jesus didn't do that. He really did on the cross. He lived in God and said, God forgives them. So we forgive them to God, not for them, but for ourselves. We have to live it in our space, Philip. In my head, I've got to live at peace of mind in today. And if I have in my head, all the people pressing my buttons, I can't have peace of mind today.
Sorry, I have to bother you a bit because this is a very important thing. What you said now, I'm with you like 100%. You know that? What is your take? Is it money or marketing industry, or is it basically the business of therapists? Who's pushing it? Because it's so self-evident what you said right now, right? If you bring people peacefully to force not to forgive the person that raped you or hurt you or whatever, is ridiculous. Why would you forgive the person? but to forgive yourself and to make peace inside yourself is a whole different ball game. And this ridiculous conversation about turning the victim into the perpetrator and all this nonsense has nothing to do with the concept of forgiveness. Is it money? Is it lifestyle? Or is it just how the world has turned that we having this business going on?
But I need to share with you both concepts of forgiveness. If you're very with me, I'm going very slowly because I want you to really get the understanding of this.
I'm sorry.
What you're talking, and then, no noise. What you're talking about is a different thing altogether. Going into athens. So first of all, we're dealing with ourselves, not our past. What it's doing right now in our life is if someone offended me, has hurt me, is abusing my daughter, treat me like I'm this puppy. I should give her in my mind. I don't say to her face because she'd be pissed off, whatever. I'm setting my boundaries. So don't forgive her to her face. I forgive her to God. God bless my daughter and make her stronger and healthier. If it means her giving grief to me, that's okay. Make her stronger. My son, my wife, my mother-in-law, my neighbors, wherever it is in my life, I want peace of mind for me, not for my past. It's only me first off, okay? I want peace of mind today. When I come out to your show, I'm at peace. There I can get peace is to quieten the voices in my head. So I have to forgive that in my life, Jen. So you make a list of people in your life today who cause you any trouble, your boss, your colleagues, a member of your audience, a member of one of your guests, your in-laws, your outlaws, whoever they are, you forgive them completely. So you can have peace of mind today to be sure. Now, the second part is the past trauma narrative. Let's get back to the idea that I'm only in existence in these 24 hours today. So what happened yesterday didn't happen to the person I am today. I wasn't wearing a blue shirt. I was wearing a t-shirt. I was out shopping and pushing a trolley, whatever, but the whole day I was thinking about coming onto your show and making this presentation. After our last chat about forgiveness, really excited about talking about this and being on the show. That's who I was yesterday. So the person I am today is actually making the show. So we're two different people having two different experiences. I can't say the person I was yesterday was me because I'm here on the show, whereas the person yesterday wasn't on the show. And if we can get that clear in our minds, that what happened at the age of 12 didn't happen to the 62-year-old man. So I'm not a victim of that person, that rape or that. Whatever happens to you didn't happen to the me today. So it's not my job to get vengeance or to hold resentment against something that didn't happen to me. If like someone said to me, one day what happened to Philipp Kobald, he was mugged and we broke his leg. I can steal for Philipp Kobald being mugged and broken his leg, but I can't take your muggy and your Britain on as mine saying, this is what happened in Vienna. I was mugged and broke my leg. Because it didn't happen to me, it happened to Philipp Kobald. So for me, I'm a 62-year-old man today, but I'm not a 12-year-old child I started 50 years ago. So I can't say what happened to a 12-year-old child 50 years ago happened to me. But it didn't happen to me right in existence today. So what he suffered, the trauma, sexual trauma he suffered, didn't happen to the 62-year-old man today. So don't seek forgiveness for something that didn't happen to us. This is to get you over the line. All you have to do is get forgiveness for what's happening to you today and give the past details back to your younger self. So in my healing event, we go through visualization where you will see your younger version. So imagine for you at 18, you were abused in some way, okay? But you're going to have your eyes closed. In your mind's eye, you're going to see the 18-year-old person saying to you, I'm over here. I've been trying to get your attention for 20 years. Give me back my crap. I can't cross over until I have all my crap. Please give it to me. It's no good to you. I've dealt with it already. Give it to me. And you give it to your younger self. You see him step into the light. At that moment, he steps into the light. It leaves you mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. It just leaves you completely. Now, events, it's I'm answered by my therapist. How do you feel what happened when you were 12? I say, no, it didn't happen to me. I'm one you just happened to a 12-year-old child. And I really feel for that child, but it didn't happen to me. I know it in my body because the details are gone. I can nothing memory what happened to that child. The details, I can't remember if it was a sunny day or if it was a cloudy day or if it rained or if there was sweat on his brow or if he peed his pants. I can't remember. The details I don't remember. I know he had a trauma event 50 years ago, but I don't remember the details. Whereas before I gave it away, I had taken this all into my present and I was feeling everything, the details and the trauma. When we begin to pass back, it's no longer our job to get vengeance or justice for it. They don't want us to get vengeance or justice for it because they suffered, endured, and survived it. And they sacrificed so much life for each day. For me to bring into the present, I'm betraying them. I'm becoming part of their abuse. I'm like honoring their abuses. by breathing into the presence and choosing voluntarily to be the victim of a trauma that happened. So there's two parts to forgiveness. One is, I have to forgive people what's happening to me today. What happened back then didn't happen to me. My business.
It's the grace of words. And I know that you developed a good system, a working system. And it's always other people do similar things, but they use different wording. So we must here be very careful to people understand that you have developed a system, a structure. And when you guide them through the system, this works, right? But let's be clear that this maybe is something that you can't do on your own outside of your guidance, because there are potential risks. I understand what you do and how you do it, and I'm pretty have a good feeling that this works inside your guidance. But if anybody would try this on their own, I think there are a lot of potential risks of suppression or other technical risks if you try on your own without your guidance to do precisely that. You need to be quite aware of what you do if you want to do it.
Uh, I'd say yes and no. You can't do it on your own. That's too different. As you can work with somebody else. So if someone else can read it to you, read my words to you, and they just chose, you can do it. But if you try to do it on your own, you're right. You'll get so screwed up with this idea of doing it, and reading it, and seeing a piece and doing that. Yes, but if you can maybe sit back and relax and work with maybe a support partner, they the book as well, and you do it for them, they do it for you. So they read you, teach you the whole process. At the end, then you say them to the whole process, and you can discuss it afterwards. Yes, if you work with somebody else, with your therapist, get the book and get your therapist to take you through the process.
And
I
to
wouldn't
go there,
yeah, I wouldn't say a family member, but you can certainly find someone a priest, a pastor, a minister, your therapist, or someone else who has a trauma in your trauma group that already get the book, and you take that person to it and they take you through it. That can work, but you're right, on your own, we're trying to change a way of living that we've had for. Now, I did some of my own when I first came in, but I'm the creator and I knew what I was doing and kind of stuff, and I had an understanding of it. Yeah, it can be very challenging. Really can be very challenging to do this, but you don't do it. We're not going to do anything on our own. We're human beings. We're meant to be together in this together, like these podcasts. You're mature. And if I was left here, I'd just be spewing out all this fantastic knowledge, and you're helping to put it into sections and say, stop there a minute, let's go back and do this. And it works that way. We're not meant to do things on our own. So this isn't a healing event you can do yourself with somebody else. I've described this clearly, how to do it step by step. The event takes about 3 hours, 2 hours to do the event, and then an hour to go over the 12-step program that follows.
That's also very important that there is a preparation. So there's like a story before. So people already, there's also a filter. There are certain mental illnesses and certain mental hurts that would not work through this program. So first you would filter if the people are ready to go through this program, then they go through your program, either with you, a therapist, a priest, or a knowledgeable person that is qualified because the groundwork is there. And then you have a after treatment to make sure that this has been done safe and continuously. We also have therapists listening and people, trauma specialists listening. I just had a great interview 2 days ago with a very knowledgeable trauma specialist. And I want them to understand that this is a safe and developed structure and not like a magic trick.
The beginning of this program, there's 7, I call the spiritual foundation stones. But I like to think that, for me, I like these to like performing miracles on ourselves. I really do. I remember the big one is the voices in our heads. She's working, we never having past short memory. We listen to these voices and they tell us, don't trust Philip, don't trust Richard, don't go to your therapist, break up with your wife, get a divorce, leave your job, tell your boss, sure. This kind of stuff. Now we do it. We're in trouble saying, what you move me? That wasn't me. You made that decision yourself. And we have this problem. So I didn't realize that we could quieten the voice for 24 hours at a time. Told me there was a prayer you could use that quieten the voice for 24 hours. I instantly, if someone give me 5 minutes from my peace of mind from the voice in the head, that'd be a miracle for me. And that learns you can get up to 24 hours at a time. So what I do is I get 8 hours at night time to say this prayer. I get 8 hours of peace of mind at night time. So the voices, if I can't leave the building, and I get sleep for 8 hours. And then I take a 2-hour block from 6 a.m. until 9 a.m. to get to work. and then maybe 2 hours from 9 a.m. till my lunch break, and then 2 hours from my one break until my lunchtime. Then I take an hour prayer for my lunch, and then the afternoon and so on. I just break my day up into periods where I went into mind. I said this prayer, and now word of a lie. In that moment, the voice is quiet. Something lift the bill, you know.
If you're already there, then let's take a little curve, because I know that you said you work as a therapist in Thailand. Are you also with this program? So then maybe if you're already there, maybe we can say a couple of, first I'm interested, you're working with people in Thailand, they're local, or you were just there located and you work more internationally. So who is your clientele? Who you're working with?
I don't have many clients at the present. I've just worked with two clients recently. I worked in a treatment center here in Chiang Mai first I worked in support staff, and then I got a chance to move into the illicit department, which is really wonderful. And it was from there I developed my program. The CEO at the time, who passed away, was wonderful, very encouraging about meditation and spirituality, and even allowing you to talk with God. So throughout all my holistic practices with the idea of miracles, and I created this program where I got to work with about 105 clients and took them through this process. It was really wonderful. Where I hadn't done a 12-step program to follow up. So these are the healing events.
Clients from Thailand, or just understand where?
They're belonging to the treatment center, staying treatment center from all over the world. So from England, America, Australia.
It's a treatment center in Thailand, and there you'll manage to give this emotional, spiritual support, develop your program, working with clients from all over. And why were they there? What was the treatment? What was it?
They were there for addiction. They were there for addiction. So we have about 8 reputable treatment companies in Thailand.
All right.
The one, the first one was called Tifaban. They're still going today, and that's the one I joined. It was a joy working with those people. It was a wonderful joy. But then after COVID happened, everything closed down. We all left the job, and whatever, and they all closed down. They opened up maybe a year ago on a much smaller scale because they couldn't have the rest of many coming in. So they're now much smaller scales. When I worked with the cabin, they had like 150 bed facility. Like it was just the amount of work they were doing with addiction was phenomenal. But then COVID came in and restrictions of travel. And now the new site has about 30 beds and building up slowly again from where it had died from heating. So a lot of people left, and I left it too. I wanted to focus on creating a 12-step program for this sort of follow-up program. So the best program I know of is the AA 12-step program for alcohol. And I checked around to see if there's any trauma programs had the 12-step program. And I found some had basically just hit the 12-step program, taking out the word alcohol and replaced it with the word trauma. But it didn't work the way that was laid out. It just didn't work. And then I was taking 10 steps or 6 steps or whatever. So I developed a way we could use the 12 steps of AA for the 12 steps trauma program. It was probably slightly different, but on that format. So I wrote this program, and I sent it off to AA to their approval for that. I was told it would take about 2 months for them to come back to let me know if they would allow it or not. And about 2 days later, I got an email from World Service saying, fantastic program. We give you your blessing. Go ahead and prejudice. You have our approval. And then the trauma recovery non-destructive company was born. And that's how it really got started. So I said they didn't try and one in America, one in England, one in Scotland, to work with them. So I'm so connected with them. We do an after care program right now.
I think a lot of people are interested. Can you tell me how you think is the difference between life coaching, spiritual work, and soul coaching and spiritual work? It's like a big thing right now that everybody's. What's your take? Is it better, worse?
I think it's great if you can do FaceTime. The body language helps an awful lot. To see the body language of a person is a huge help. That on a Zoom, just saying from the shoulders up, you don't see the hands or the legs are shaking, or that kind of stuff to pick up on. The idea of this event is we're shifting the energy in our body. We're cleansing our energy of our bodies of all the energy we've carried for 10, 20, 30 years. And this is the physical thing that you see it. You see it more than you feel it. But when in the room with somebody, you can say and feel it. You'll just see a change in their demeanor. They'll smile more, they seem more erect. Their hands go relaxed in their laps. Their legs stretch out in front of them. And other stuff you can see in the FaceTime, you can't pick up on a Zoom call. You can only get the person in front of you. If they're smiling, whatever, that's brilliant. But the whole body language you miss out on in FaceTime. And of course, depends what the background is. You make it come up something might fall over in the background or some stuff. Whereas really FaceTime, you just focus on the person in front of you and not anything behind you. Perfection, that's not.
You're running out of business for 100,000 people.
When you see those jokes about the guy in Zoom, where he's having a business week with a meeting and the child runs in or something, or someone else comes into the room naked or something, or some crazy stuff goes on.
You're letting now more people go than Donald Trump. You know that, right?
And I'm not getting into any politics, not I'm not American. You're not to him, I hope he gets American. That's where it was. You know.
No, just it's very
Mm.
interesting because I'm interviewing now a lot of people and basically
Yeah.
everybody has some kind of online. I have an online consultation service, so everybody's into it. And I think most of us love one-on-ones, real world, because exactly as you said, I've been working with energies. I've been working with people for a really long time. And it is entirely different when you touch them, when you feel them and so forth. But I think a lot of us are also actually happy because in a sense that it's this modern world, it's dangerous when you touch people, when you connect with people. You're also constantly thinking in the back of your head, oh, gonna get like your police coming tomorrow. I touched a client, oh my God. So when you're like me, older guy, coming from 70s, 80s background and world, you're, whoa.
Yeah. And that's very sad. I don't believe in touching clients. That's just my thing. But I love the idea of we can feel their energy. That's a big thing with working with energy. You feel the energy. Christians would call it the Holy Spirit, but you can feel it. You can see it in their demeanor, in their body sense. You can feel this energy in the room shifts. You can actually feel it. I think people talk about the aura around people. Now, I've never seen the aura around people. I hear about it. I'd love to see it sometime, see someone's aura they speak about. I don't know if that's a real thing or if that's they say to just get you more interest. It's just profound that you don't get on Zoom. Now, again, I've got 3 classes at the moment, once in America, once in England, and once in Sutton. I wouldn't have those clients if I didn't have Zoom. I love Zoom for that reason that you can reach so many people. I'm one person. There's 3 billion people diagnosed with disorders from past traumas. I can't get to work with 2 billion people, or even in groups, couldn't get through that in a lifetime. But on Zoom, you can get across yourself and Vienna or this chap in London. Like it's been a breath of fresh air. I do fear we're getting too much into this and not enough the watching one.
Right, but it's shifting all over again. Right now, it's super interesting. It's interesting because right now we get some kind of like a mini pause and mini restart, right? Thanks to what's happening politically in the US right now. We get like a lot of Democrats, a lot of liberals, a lot of people who are into all of these things really now bang their head against the wall and are open and having conversations. And I had several conversations now off record with people who are like said, we have to look at some of the things we have installed. And one of the, because I know we talk about trial today, we talk about your work, but I think it's a good relink to my initial question, because one of the experts told me that her job is to implement equality and all of these things in companies. And she worked with big companies, big CEOs, serious stuff. And when you come from a good heart and a good argument, and you really want to change the culture and the way people are treated in the company, but then she's talking to a bunch of lawyers who are bringing the good intentions and the good ideas, and they're like, okay, don't ride in the elevator, too dangerous, liability. Don't talk to women at all, or men, whatever, liability. So they take good ideas, valuable ideas, and it just put them into a law-like language, and it just basically forbid everything that possibly has any chance of liability. And we talked about the fact that she met her husband at a workplace environment, and that 80% of people in the US just 40 years ago met either from family, friends, or workplace environment, right? And now basically it's forbidden to even say hello. So it is a very interesting conversation that's shifting right now behind the scenes. If you're willing to engage, there is this cult. We talked about the cult of being a victim, this whole story. And I think it's the time to talk about it, because I know that there are a lot of Democrats and liberals out there who now really question these things very deeply and saying, what have we been wrong? Where did we go we came from a place of love. We came from a place of consciousness. We wanted to make the world a better place. This is where we are, right? And now I want to ask you again, why is there such a cult around this?
But the thing is, it is business. Like, every business out there is out to make more money. I remember working in retail, and my manager said to me, "Okay, you have to increase your sales by 10% next year. The next year, increase by 10%." And any business you're in, any therapy, whatever it is, that you're always pushed to get the next level. What can you do to increase sales, to increase customer turnover, to increase whatever? I think that's happened. Unfortunately, it's happened in business across the board. There's no longer any business that is for the people. You know, we look at the World Health Organization and medical, so there's physical medical or mental medical or emotional or whatever. At one time, it was all focused on the well-being of, basically you see about processed food. Almost every food in a supermarket has additives into it that makes people obese and makes them want to eat more and all this kind of stuff. It's in every processed food. The kids are getting dessert for breakfast. All these cereals, Oreo cereals and chocolate cereals and Fruit Loop cereals, and everything's about getting the kids to eat sugar at breakfast, the start of the day. All this kind of stuff to generate money for income for their bosses and for whoever it is. And it's gone that way. But there's no longer a distinction between, okay, this is business and this is health. Now there's, there's no barrier saying you can't do that in this field. Now it's acceptable in all fields. The businessmen have come into the health world. The businessmen have come into the church world. They've stepped into the roles of all these that are meant to be for the care of people. In the government, you've got your Democrats and your Republicans who are so committed to looking after the common man, but they've been usurped by businessmen and money men and money rovers and lawyers who their bottom line is to go. So you have this fantastic idea, but it really doesn't fit in with, if we're going to make this much money or we're going to get this, then we can't really be. We're going to have to look after the guys who are sponsoring our programs. We're going to have to give them something that's opposed to what the common man wants. And that's just happening in every walk of life.
Let's go back to where you're an expert. Sorry that I a little bit went sideways. Where is the money connect with it feeding into these traumas? Because I know from marketing, this is where I worked quite a long time, that are, for example, whatever you have a headline in marketing, like this product makes you individual, I can guarantee you it's the total opposite. So feeding, I can see some lines, I didn't put the dots perfectly together, that cultivating people's trauma, cultivating this thing makes money by cultivating it, by feeding it, by nurturing it, by pushing it on. You're a victim, you deserve a treatment. Maybe you get bad treated by your boss, buy yourself a spa. There's money. Do you see that?
So sounding there is, I mean, but it's even like now we have pre-COVID disorder and post-COVID disorder. They're creating disorders out of events. I see, Jenny, it's very, you could get yourself into some worry here, who you're accusing or what you're saying or whatever. It's got to a stage where we've gone from, I just shade past trauma memories. I'm not challenging any mental health professionals about PTSD or anything else. I'm just treating past trauma memory. In the last 70 years, we've gone from no cases of PTSD to 1.4 billion people diagnosed with PTSD. Somewhere in there, that can't be healthy. But you'll think somewhere along the line, this isn't working. Our treatment for past trauma memories isn't working. It's causing this condition called PTSD. When it's stopped, that is every person's diagnosed PTSD. Because we've all had past trauma. I like to realize when we were born, we were in our mother's rooms. The most wonderful, beautiful place to live. For 9 months, we lived a whole lifetime in our mother's rooms. And then one day we died of death. And we were dragged down the room. Some of us, we went to the 5 frightened trees. So some of us came out and we froze. We were held up by the ankles, snapping about to get a reaction. And at that moment, we lost the ability to freeze ever again because our minds were told freezing doesn't work. But now that child can never use freeze because from the first instincts, it's learned freezing doesn't work. The other children come out and they're screaming and crying because they want to run away or they want to fight. Again, wrapped it in a blanket, put it in a cot. They learn in that moment that fight doesn't work for them or It's like their first instinct to danger doesn't work. Then they grow up in life where they can't go to their first instinct and they try to manage one of the nature, which are not their instinctual nature. If that gives me so, every person in the world has had trauma at birth. So now do we treat everybody for PTSD? And then since we can't treat PTSD because it's a state of mind and a state of heart, when you have PTSD, you can fluctuate from your thinking to your emotions. So you can't hold it down. You can't treat the condition because it's emotional and mental. So there's no treating PTSD. There's managing it with medication, with therapy. There's no treating it, giving it. We can't treat something that we can't get a grip on because it fluctuates between emotions and thoughts. There's no fitting. So it's always going to develop and expand and whatever and not get any better. My belief is that if we can treat the past trauma memory and just give it back to us right alone, just kind of go, okay, this isn't mine. This is yours. If I took something wrong to you, and it's masked to your DNA and you works perfect for you, I try and use it. It won't work. I go, okay, Philipp, pinch your thing back and give back to you. Now it's 3 weeks. But from 3 weeks, then, whatever is attached to it on this side, I can now get. So if attached to this, your guitar, I give back to you, is the music lessons and it's the music books. I don't have that guitar anymore. Get rid of those books, get rid of the lessons, the videos. They're not doing me. I don't have a guitar anymore. Let it go. So if I can teach people to give their past trauma back to the rightful owner and it leaves, then there's no reason to have whatever disorder you have because of that, because it's gone. So the PTSD or depression, you can just say, sorry, not my business anymore, let it go. So you can't heal PTSD or any condition caused by a past trauma because it fluctuates between mind and heart.
We're coming to an end, and we're a little bit took it left and right, but now we are on point, and now we're staying on point. First observation I have is I've met throughout my life a couple of people who are not religious in terms of going to church every day or whatever, but I think they're deeply religious. Yes, some of them do go to church regularly, some don't go at all, but I've met throughout my life, not many, but a few people who have when people have a quiet religion, I know, like a soft, like it's almost like a mother holding her little baby. She don't need to shout the world that I'm happy, I'm in love. Everybody can see it. You don't need to hear anything, any explanation, just mother holding her baby, you know that she's in total love and peace. And that's how I met a couple of people where I can feel the same warmness towards religion. And I think I always found that these people are in a way more happy, more content. And then what you're saying about forgiveness in a certain way, these are not victims. Some of these people are very strong and stand their ground. They're not like, do whatever you want to me, I'll forgive you. No, but these people have a warmness. They come from a place of love. I didn't say they're saints, but they're somehow more happy with less.
I think that finds we're all trying to fill the hole in our soul. When we have a past trauma, this eating awareness, and all can see it eating awareness. They can see how it manifests mentally, physically, emotionally in our behaviors, but they can't see this day eating awareness inside. That dead, buried dead. It's inside of us. People can't see it. They can look at me and think, "Oh, I wish you looked a happy guy." And inside, I'm squirming with this trauma I'm carrying to the past and the victim with the anger and the resentment. Or my face looks like a happy, cheerful guy, but inside, it's eating awareness. So we're trying to fill the hole, and people use drugs, alcohol, sex, corn, sugar, you name it, trying to fill the hole in the soul, and nothing works until you. What I have to say to anyone is, give God a second chance. We all deserve a second chance. I don't ever wanted to. I can remember going to parties with my family, my friends, and they'd be sitting around having a conversation, a normal conversation, and I'd stay out of it because they weren't looking at me and dealing with my stuff and happy we could talk about normal stuff. And all I ever wanted was to be a normal, human, boring person with my family and friends talking about normal, boring stuff and being okay with it. And if I could have got that would have been a dream come true. As much as I want a second chance of being normal, you just give God a second chance. All you have to do is say, God, take this crap off me for half an hour. Believe it's taking it off you, and you get peace of mind for half an hour. And then maybe say, okay, that worked. Give me an hour next time. So if you like church, go. If you like religion, go. If you like a denomination, go. I'm not saying don't go. If you like that and it works for you, go. We need some sort of fellowship. We need some sort of gathering with people. I don't like the word religion. I like the idea of spiritual. If someone asks me what faith I am, I say I'm a Christ follower. And that's what I say. I'm not on my page, I have Christian. I want to change to Christ follower. So I even think Christian is a denomination. And Christians can look down on Catholics or whatever. So I don't like the term of religion. So I like to think I'm a Christ follower. I'm walking in the shoes of the fishermen. I'm trying to be the best I can be. I give myself peace of mind from the voice in my head. That was a miracle for me. That I wasn't changing water to wine or raising the dead. But in my eyes, when I gave myself peace of mind for 10 minutes or 30 minutes, that was a miracle for me. I performed my own miracle. I didn't have to go to church or get a priest to do it for me. I did it myself through these simple exercises. I believe that anyone who does this process will experience 7 miracles, minor or major. You have to decide for yourself whether they're minor or major. For me, training were major and 4 minor, but they're all miracles. I was told, this is crazy, but before I was insane. Now I'm calm and relaxed. Before I used to hide behind couches and hide behind curtains. Now I'm able to sit out in front of Philip and talk about this stuff and not feel scared or nervous or henceforth they're going to judge me or anything. I'm okay in my own skin. I can just sit in my wife and they can be talking about Christmas presents and the dogs, whatever. And I'm accustomed to that conversation. Because before I'd be so adamant. So I think as much as we
You're a
want a
lucky
second
man.
chance, don't give God a second chance. I think they got 50 second chance. Give me a miracle.
You're a lucky man if you can sit down and talk with your wife about Christmas presents, because my wife would always tell me, oh, we've got time. And 24th in the morning, she said, oh, the shops are open until 12. So there you go. My friend, you're a lucky man already.
So I'm very lucky. Yeah, I get away.
And,
It's great. It's great being old. You get away with a lot of stuff when you're old.
But the problem is we have to buy about 30 presents every year because a lot of kids all around. And if we got time until 11 o'clock on 24th, do you know which place I am? So first of all, I know that you have a very clear subject, but I wanted to bring this conversation from, you're already doing like a tremendous work. And you told us that you've been accepted and this program is valued and is growing. And I think it was very clearly understood. And I know you work with real trauma. I know where you are. Maybe I destroyed the podcast just seeing one more layer of a huge trauma. As I said, millions of people, as you said, are diagnosed with trauma and it's going to be soon billions and God knows what. And I just listened to you and I'm so fascinated these days how we all, as you said, have holes inside that are burning and they try to fill these holes. And that is like almost for everyone. So maybe I was today a bit more pushing in the conversation to everyone, because as you said, everyone has a trauma and everybody's filling these holes with alcohol, with drugs or shopping or whatever. And there's a whole industry based on filling holes instead of taking them away, healing them, forgiving them, letting go, making peace, and don't having these holes anymore. And it took me away from this podcast because I'm so sorry for that. I was so fascinated that there is, through your system and others, a path to just close these holes and be whole without needing anything else. And it just so fascinated me, this thought, and I wanted the whole world to hear that we have it in our capacity with friends, with therapists, with programs like yours and others to just don't be so needy anymore.
I love the way you laid out this podcast, the way you broke it up and you went back and forward. It was brilliant. You couldn't fall. You touched on many points. I find it very difficult. I'm not qualified in any way, shape, or form except for creating these programs. So to be contradicting mental health professionals or governments about how they're running and how they're doing things, I wouldn't know how they do any of that. All I know is that I only have, if I have God in my life, I only have 16 hours a day. I have 6 in the morning to 10 o'clock at night. I give him my day at night time and whatever sleep he processes it. So I only have 16 hours to deal with. If I only have 16 hours to deal with, what am I doing bringing the last 3 years into my 16 hours? And the next 20 years into 16 hours? If I could just focus on living in these 16 hours only, and the last hours by which I've enjoyed every moment of it. So again, when I finish here, I'm going to go down to my wife and have the lunch, maybe talk about Christmas presents, take the dogs for a walk, go back and review how this went with you. And suddenly it's 9 o'clock tonight, I'll go to bed and I'll start another day tomorrow. But the fact that I focus just on one day only, just 16 hours today. So now it's now nearly workshop. So we're nearly finished. This means 7 hours of my 16 hours to go. I only have 6 hours left of my whole life to go is from 1 p.m. until 10 p.m. That's my whole life. I have 7 hours of living on this earth before I go to sleep tonight. I may not wake up tomorrow. So my whole life is these 7 hours. What can I do with these 7 hours? Just focus on my wife, my children, Christmas, my family, my friends, yourself, these podcasts, in these 7 hours, without all the past that I don't own anymore. Give that back to all of my past aspects, the guy from yesterday to the 12-year-old child, to the 18-year-old child, to the, and so on. And then every future may not happen. And if I can zone in on these 6 hours in front of me or 7 hours in front of me, and I go to 10 o'clock, I give it these guys. I had a great day today. I really enjoyed this podcast. I think I did as best I could. I walked my dogs. I went to Christmas shop, then faced the family and go to bed. It'll give me peace of mind for the next 8 hours. That's all
Thank
I
you.
need to do.
Thank you, Richard. I think you're leaving a lot of us jealous out there. The peaceful Irishmen that do not want to give advice to the government, not like a young podcaster who's trying to save the world in the 60 minutes. A man that found peace, the man that made peace and stays humbled and enjoys the Christmas shopping and the harassment of his daughter without reliving a trauma. I think we all heard a lot, and everybody down at this wonderful podcast, you'll find the links to Richard, or you'll find to connect, to reach out, and we'll take it from there, Richard. Thank you so very much, and a wonderful Christmas shopping day to Thailand.
God bless. Thank you.
Thank you.